Many of you gonna remember this from back in the day. This is from the Boomerang soundtrack. And this song is called Die Without You. I think it's an appropriate song because the video is going to be entitled I Feel Your Pain. Now, although I made jokes about that in the past, you know, Bill Clinton, I feel your pain, okay? But this ain't a Bill Clinton thing, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you know, let's do this. So I have to take down the images because Google has a recognition software that recognizes the images, and so they will claim copyright claim on that too. Ladies and gentlemen, I had an individual email me, and he was telling me about his plight. The fact that he is living out of his car, and how the system has gone after him. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had people tell me about them losing their homes. Now, first, mind you, most of the people who contact me will say about their dire straits. And I don't think, sorry, I'm in a refrigerator. I don't think that they are purposely doing this, but subconsciously, this is what they're doing. They are making it appear that if I don't help them, nobody else will, and I am their last hope. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I can't be your last hope. I can't, because there's too many of you. There's only one of me. And if you notice, most of the people I help, I don't charge them, and the ones I do charge, I barely charge them, because my conscience won't allow me to do certain things. It won't allow me to charge you for something that is fairly easy and simple for me to do. However, what I've been doing is I've been taking on too much. You see, when you help somebody with a bankruptcy, you help somebody with a court case, that's not just one document. There is no such thing as a so-called silver bullet document that will just get rid of a case. Okay? I told many of you about the guy in Puerto Rico who told me his name was Jose. I mean, who is it named Jose in Puerto Rico? I'm kidding. I mean, we got Carlos, we got Juan. I'm sorry. Anyway, hey, I love my Puerto Rican brothers. I mean, I hate the ignorance in Puerto Rico and the ignorance of some of the people because of the way their society is and the way the government has allowed that place to become. But I love the Puerto Rican people, the Hispanic people in Mexico. I love my Korean, Chinese, Taiwanian, and Philippine people. Love the American Indians, the Aborigines. In other words, I love people. That's me. This is me being real with you. So let's pull down that persona that I put on the internet about being upset, being unhappy, being not too pleased with how people are. You know what I don't like? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like ignorance. But I understand where ignorance comes from. Now, we've already talked about, I don't want to get an update. All right, we're going to download the update. What I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Real simple. People. That's what I want to talk about. Not every person is a good person. Not every person is a bad person. Not every person is a bad or a good person. People are different. People are versatile. Let's close this. Okay, I got this program called Jarvis, and I'm going to have to work out the conflicts, but as you just saw, Jarvis is the voice recognition that basically will let you know what your computer is doing. It's a speak application, which you can speak to your computer commands, and your computer will do what you ask it to do. Like, Candace, could you please tell me what time it is? The time is 4:15 p.m. Central Mountain Time. Thank you, Candace. You're welcome. that type of thing. All right, let's get back. Comes from the movie Iron Man. What Jarvis, the computer that Iron Man speaks to all the time. Getting back to this, ladies and gentlemen, people. Most people are lost. Why? Because they live in a society that manipulates. They live in a society where the entities that have been allowed to be in power take advantage of people. Okay? Most people can't handle that because they didn't subscribe to that. They live in a society that's not their creation. You know, everybody says that, well, no, society is made for the people, by the people, of the people. This is a result of the people. No, this is a result of ignorance and stupidity. Because the people who know more are the ones who took control. The people who are the manipulative ones are the ones who are in power. Okay, and then we got the news media. Oh God, that is the most corrupt organization on the planet. That's when I said the news media as a whole. Whether it is the real news or the fake news or the we're giving you 100% total unbiased news. Okay, all of it is a plight and a blight on human society. Okay? It ain't supposed to be like this, people. It never was. People are never supposed to be living out of their car or being homeless on the street. It was never supposed to be like that. When we got these idiots talking about evolution, please. If evolution was even anywhere close to a theory, where is the missing link? Where are those creatures who are mid-cycle evolution? Where are the creatures who are a third way through the evolutionary process, or a fourth way through the evolutionary process, or 75% through the evolutionary process? And why haven't we continued to evolve in the last 6,000 years? Go back. Do the history. Well, they found these skeletons and fossils, whatever. Do the history. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been no society where they have found Cro-Magnon man in large groups. A couple of skulls here and there, but not all over the world. So that should tell you something. Society was not supposed to be like this, so if it wasn't supposed to be like this, that means something went wrong. I'm not here to tell you what went wrong. I'm here to tell you I feel your pain. All of you know that something is not right in our society. That something in this world doesn't seem right. Something is off. You all feel what I'm saying? Something ain't right. I mean, you wake up every day and you just go through the motions, but none of you are living. Oh, I'm living, I have a great life. That's right, because you've convinced yourself of that. But as long as people are lying, stealing, cheating, dying, getting sick, this is not life. Because life was never meant to be this way. Most of the diseases on the planet today are created by man. But let me say that again because y'all don't understand me. Most of the diseases today that exist today are created by man. Because although in the past they had diseases, they did not have the diseases they have today. Think about it. Let's go back. Look at cancer. Look at how many people were dying of cancer in the 1800s, the 1500s, the 1400s. Well, they didn't know it was cancer. Please. The symptoms? We don't see the same symptoms throughout history that we see in cancer today. Cancer is a mutation of the cells. Mutation comes from radiation. That's man. And look at all the sources of radiation we have today. We have microwaves, we have computers, we have radio waves. Look at how they've been experimenting with these so-called waves. And then we got the depletion of the whole ozone layer. We got the exploding of a nuclear weapon in the Earth's atmosphere that was done on purpose. Then we have what we referred to in the 70s and 80s as acid rain, but that is nothing but rain and chemicals, or chemical rain. Ladies and gentlemen, because they've been flooding our environment with chemicals, they say we're to blame. Because we use plastics and aerosol cans. Please, F them. Ladies and gentlemen, do not let them blame you for what they did. You're not to blame for what they did. Now, is this a they versus them thing? No. Am I saying government is evil? No. Am I saying government is wicked? No. I'm saying that man is to blame. Are you man? Yes, we're all man. But you just said we weren't to blame. Yes, I did. And I'm saying that we are to blame. Why? Because some of us are stupid, ignorant, moronic, egotistical, sadistical, narcissistical. Got all kind of adjectives, but not all of us are. So I'm talking to you. Who's you? Well, you are those people out there who never bought into any of that. Never wanted to be a part of any of that. You just wanted to live your lives, have a family, bring that family up the right way, have them enjoy life, and be at peace. Be able to have your necessities. You didn't want to be rich, you just wanted the necessities. And you just wanted to enjoy life. You just wanted to wake up and see the trees and the flowers and the sun and the moon and the stars in the evening. You just wanted to be able to see a blue sky and be able to breathe and relax. Go to the beach every once in a while. Go camping every once in a while with the family. You wanted to experience life. It wasn't all about this, what the media portrays. See, the media says that you have to have sex every moment of the day. That's all you have to be thinking about, that you can't think about anything else. You didn't want that. Go back and think when you were a kid. You didn't want those things. But now you're in a position where they've taken everything from you. Some of you are homeless, some of you are almost homeless, some of you are struggling to make it from day to day, some of you are struggling to make it from not even a paycheck to paycheck. You're trying to make it from the paychecks that you have just to get through. And you can't do that because you're not even getting paid enough to pay your bills. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't help everybody. But as I said in one of my previous videos, what we have done is I've come up with some ideas. And these ideas are basic ideas from the foundation of the way the system operates and the way that things are supposed to have been done from the beginning, and we weren't doing them that way. So I took and I told someone how to pay off their mortgage. Over $300,000, actually $373,000, but who's counting? And the individual paid off that mortgage. Now we know the amount. Guess what they said? The attorney called and asked them, how do you want us to apply these funds? Excuse me? How do you want us to apply these funds? Is what the attorney said. So the idea of helping people is there, but I got to be able to have that work for everyone without these idiots coming and getting this idea, an original idea from me, and exploiting you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I worry about every day. I can tell you how to discharge all of your debts in bankruptcy without having the bankruptcy dismissed and without having you go through all those meetings and divulge all of your finances. But I can't do that because a lot of people don't watch the videos. So I can't put it on video because what will happen is a few of you will watch the video and then a few of you will take that and you will figure out how to create a company out of it and how to exploit and take advantage of your neighbor. That's not me. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to facilitate that. And that's been the problem. I refuse. Like I said, I learned a long time ago, I have the right to refuse. I learned that. And so I refuse to do that to you or anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to help people, and we're going to start in California first. Look, California, you're so prejudiced. You're going to start in the state you're born in. That is not even right. You're going to start, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to start in California whether I was born here or not. Why? Because California already has the procedures and rules set up and put in place. Okay? Already has it put in place. So, shut it up. They're just a friend. Sorry. This is my song. Sorry, that's Jarvis right there that I was telling you about. This is Shy. You guys remember Shy? From Juice? No. This was this Lean On Me? I believe this was from Lean On Me back in the day. But this is Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love. I love If I Ever Fall in Love. Because these brothers can harmonize. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't help all of you because there are too many of you. When I take on somebody's court case, I'm taking on more than just one motion. When you take on a court case, I have to respond to the judges and the attorneys. And the attorneys and judges come together because they're both officers of the court. They're working on one agenda. They're conspiring. That's what I have to do. And so I have to sit up and figure out how to respond to them as opposed to just responding. Because I have to play on personalities, because that's what I do. I work on personalities. Like I said, I'm being real with you. I figure out the judge's personality, the prosecution's personality, based upon how they write and how they respond. And then I play on those. I can tear and rip a judge apart. I've done it in Puerto Rico to 3 different judges. Okay? To the point to where at least 5 judges recused themselves because they didn't want to deal with me anymore because of what I was doing to them on paper. Like I said, all judges are not intelligent, not all judges are bright. And I'm going to meet a couple of judges in the future who are going to try to prove to me through their abuse of power that they are intelligent and bright. And that's been my life. Everybody's either trying to prove that they're smarter than me or prove that they're better than me, when it's never been that type of challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can outthink me, then outthink me. I don't give a... Okay? Outthink me. If you can outdo me, then outdo me. There's no competition here. I'm not in competition with you or anyone else. But you know what I know? I know that I'm the best at what I do. Sorry. I'm using the radiation machine. Microwave. Alright. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you can do all of that, do it. If they can do all of that, do it. I don't care. Look, I can be in a race tomorrow. And I can lose. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you are in a race tomorrow, and you are in a race, people say, well, I'm in a race for life. No, you're not in a race for life. Because nothing you're doing will prolong your life. Some of you don't understand that, and you won't understand that. Everybody wants to die and go to heaven. Instead of living, you want to die. Wait. No, y'all didn't hear me. Everyone wants to die and go to heaven. Instead of living, they want to die. Okay, again, you don't hear me. The majority of people I talk to talk about dying, that they know that they're going to die. Ladies and gentlemen, stop thinking in that negative way, because if you automatically think you're going to die, then you'll never live. That's not living. A person who is alive doesn't see death. There's no reason for you to see death. Talk to all the old folks who live to be 107. They don't see death. They know eventually, yeah, possibly they may die, but I promise you they didn't think that they were going to be 112, 115. Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't about getting to be 185 billion years old. You know what this is about? It's about life. It's about living. So stop planning to die and start planning to live. Stop worrying about every single little thing going on in this world, in society. You know what? There's a lot going on in the news right now, but I don't watch the news. I could care less about what's going on in the news because that doesn't bother me. Yes, I can see the United States government talking about Korea, and none of you mother speak Korean, but you're going to believe what they're saying that Kim Jong-un is saying. And you're going to believe it because the news keeps reporting it. But you don't understand Korean, and yet you believe in what they are telling you Kim Jong-un is saying. That nigga ain't caring about the United States. That's the least of North Korea's problems. Well, they're testing ballistic missiles. Of course they're testing ballistic missiles, but so did China. China just tested a ballistic missile. Or we're going to say that China is concerned about the United States? The United States concerned about the United States because they test ballistic missiles? Do you not remember when all the other governments were complaining about the United States testing their missiles? And nobody said anything? And the United States said that they were doing this test and that test, and they made up all kind of other excuses? North Korea is not making up any excuses. They're testing their missiles, and they're telling everybody this is for defensive purposes. They're not saying this is for offensive purposes. They're literally saying this is for defensive purposes. And nobody doubts that. Do you know why nobody doubts that North Korea is creating these weapons for defensive purposes? Because at no time have they ever used it for offensive purposes. They are supposed to have an enemy right next door, and they have not used a single missile on that enemy right next door. But they have the demilitarized zone. That's because you have the Russians and the Americans coming into the Korean peninsula and dividing that country up, with one side being for the communists and the other side being for the Americans. It's all man. They're doing this, people. They're manipulating things. So I don't need to watch the news to see that. I can stand back and look at the reality. So this is me letting you know that I feel for where you are. I understand where you are. I understand how confusing life is for some of you. Look, I know some of you are afraid to admit it because of how it will look to other people and how it looks in society to tell someone you get overwhelmed. Ladies and gentlemen, I get overwhelmed. Some of you are afraid to admit that you cry. My mother died, I cried. Okay? My father died, I cried. My best friend died. Man, did I cry. For 3 straight weeks, I could not stop crying. But that's not the type of crying I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the type of crying when you feel so overwhelmed, and you feel so defeated, and you feel so pressured that it brings tears to your eyes, where you're sobbing and you're weeping. I understand. Because I've been there. Oh, there you go, get it on out. This is not me joking around. I've been there. I understand what you're going through. I understand how lost some of you feel. You don't bother nobody. You don't cause any problems for anybody. So why is all of this happening to you? Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening to you because you are you. It couldn't happen to him because he's him. Everything that's going on in your life is happening to you because of who you are. You can't change who you are, so stop trying to change who you are. Well, I'm just going to accept who I am. No, I'm not saying that. I'm telling you to just understand who you are. And once you understand who you are and how you treat people, you'll understand how you are perceived by people. Once you start understanding these things, life will get a little bit better. But I've already told many of you, and you haven't listened. Like the gentleman who told me he's living out of his car. That's a choice. See, he doesn't have to live out of his car. That's a choice. Now, I'm not saying that he can go live in a homeless shelter. No, that particular person has friends and family that says that they're willing to help, and he's unwilling to accept their help. That's his choice, isn't it? He made a choice. So don't get on him for making that choice, but then he can't get on the other individuals because he made a choice. That's his choice. Nobody told him to do that. He made an executive decision. He made a choice. People, stop blaming everybody else. They're not your enemies. Your mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, just because they don't understand what's going on, that's not their fault. You cannot explain, and trust me, I know this. I remember at my former friend's wedding, I got up there after the wedding and spoke to everybody. Man, I must have talked for about 45 minutes to an hour about nothing. It was important to me. I prepared for it and everything, but it wasn't the right place for me to have that discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love this song. High five, I can't wait another minute. Okay. Love that song. But anyway, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a time and a place for everything. Sometimes when you're talking to your family about certain things, that's the wrong time. It's the wrong place. And this information is not usually very well received by family members. Remember, a prophet is not welcome in even his own home territory. Why? Because those people know you. If I sit down, if you were to invite me and I sat down and I talked to your family, man, whew, much better. Oh, by the way, I talked to SATCOM and they told me that some people have been asking for me to come and do a seminar in their area. Not doing any more seminars for the foreseeable future. I was going to do seminars, but I put out an invitation to people and told them, hey, I will come. All they have to do is pay my way and just give me a call, and I'd explain everything to them. And ladies and gentlemen, I started getting, what are you going to come talk about? I said, everything that you hear me talking about on video, I'll be talking about. Or are you going to tell us how to do this? Tell us. I'm not going to tell you how to do anything. I'm going to explain to you the system and let you see that you already know how. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how the young man paid off the mortgage, because he already knew how to do it. He just needed someone to explain to him the foundation. I didn't tell him what to do. That's how he was able to get a bankruptcy filed. I didn't tell him how to do it. I just explained to him what he needed to do. The foundation of the system. It's not my job to tell you how. That's not how, oh, I'm sorry, you guys go to these other seminars with these other idiots. And I call myself an idiot too. I call myself an idiot all the time. You're an idiot. You're a fool. Remember in the video? Okay, so I call myself an idiot all the time. So you go to these other idiots, and these other idiots tell you to do something, and you do what these other idiots tell you to do, and guess what? You get in trouble, or it doesn't work. Aren't you tired of something not working? But see, I'm telling people how to do things, and how to CYA, cover their anus, so it doesn't come back on them. That's what I do. That's why I have success, because I do something that the rest of you don't do. I go to the foundation. Okay? We gon' this is calling me bad. I wanna sex you up. We ain't gonna play this song because I got a conscience and my conscience won't let me do that. Now don't get me wrong. When this song came out, let me tell you, the bass and everything was playing, and everybody in my neighborhood heard this song. Okay, but not no more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to do this quick video because I'm working on someone's emotion, and I want to get this out to you. I want to let you know that I do feel your pain. All right? I understand what you're going through. If you hang in there, hang on in there, baby. Hang on in there now. Okay? If you hang in without giving up, get your ass in front of that mirror. That's right, I say get your anus up, get in front of that mirror, And don't walk away from that mirror until you find 10 things about yourself that you appreciate. I don't give a what you think. Quit sitting up there playing games with yourself. Stand in front of that mirror, because I guarantee you, you cannot find 10 things, at least 10 things about yourself that you like. And the reason why you can't is because that is your personality. Your personality is to hate you. Everybody claims they love themselves. No, you don't. You hate yourself. And I can prove you hate yourself. Every day, you don't take the challenge of getting in front of a mirror and picking 10 things about yourself that you like and not leaving from in front of that mirror until you find 10 things, you prove to yourself that you hate yourself. And it's all right to hate yourself, but you can't blame it on anybody else when things go wrong in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, my life is not the best, but I promise you, I'm not complaining. Muscular dystrophy, myasthenia gravis, fibromyalgia, and a bunch of other stupid little things. And I promise you, I'm not in any pain. I'm not fatigued like I was months ago. I'm not taking any medication now. But all the times past, medication, medication, medication. My job is to stay away from medication. Why are you staying away from medication? I can help you. Medication means chemicals. I don't do chemicals no more. Sorry! Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this video is just designed for me to tell you that I feel your pain. I can't help all of you. Okay? I cannot. Those of you who I can help, I try to help. But other than that, I cannot help all of you. It's too many of you. It's too overwhelming. And I'm going to run myself ragged. And I can't afford that. You already know how much I care. You already know how much I'm concerned about all of you. It's not about money. If it was about money, I'd be helping people and I'd be charging them and 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 charging them. But I don't do that because that's never been me. Go back. Do the history. Go back and see how I say information should be free. Go back and say, if I'm going to charge people, they're going to pay me for my time, and that's all they're going to pay me for. Go back. You're not here to support me. I'm not here to survive off of you. I put a video up last night about a particular voice recognition software that I was looking for, a specific one. And I took it down this morning. Why? Because my conscience wouldn't allow me to leave it up. And I was asking for someone who already had a copy. In other words, somebody who didn't have to go and spend money, but somebody who had a copy and wanted to lend me that copy to where I would not give it to anyone else. That it would be utilized for me in doing, hold on, motions. This is a notice of appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it does Dragon Naturally Speaking voice recognition. Go to sleep. Okay? See how it went to sleep? Alright, it works, but it's not always accurate. Because I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dragon Naturally Speaking, and Dragon Naturally Speaking does voice recognition. Okay? It didn't record it exactly as I said it. That's the problem. So I was asking for assistance regarding the other software that will do the voice recognition almost perfectly. 99% better than this version. And I took the video down. Why? My conscience said no. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a conscience, you cannot go against your conscience. You gotta stop going against your conscience. If your conscience tells you something is wrong, then it's wrong. Don't do it. Keep your eye on the sparrow and don't do it when the going gets rough. Anyway, don't do it. Stop going against your conscience. Get in front of that mirror. Oh, that's right. I gave you a challenge that you're not going to do that. And to this day, I've known nobody to come back and tell me I did it. No, not one single person that has come back and told me I did it. And by the way, after you do it, if you told me you did it, I just have to ask you one question, and that will let me know whether you did it or not. Just one question will prove whether or not you did it. Because the way you respond to that question will dictate the fact as to whether or not you did it, whether or not you are a liar, a schemer, and a conniver, and whether or not you were honest with yourself. Because when you come up with 10 things you like about yourself, that's only between you and you. You have to be honest with yourself. Can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. Gotta go, people. Take care. Have a good day.